Turning back, we are continuing. Part 4. This is part 4 of my presentation. Um, my part 4 of my presentation will start by just asking a question. Is it important to learn or to teach Kiswahili in South Africa? My answer is yes. There's a need to teach Kiswahili. Let me clarify what I'm saying about this. Kiswahili is a Bantu language. Though it was introduced by Arabs, but it appears to be a Bantu language. There is a connection between Kiswahili and many South African Bantu languages. Therefore, it has to be taught in South Africa. For example, Ngunis, Sotho-Tswana, and Tsonga vendors. These languages have got words that are similar or that are found in Kiswahili languages. And you have to remember that it is believed that the Bantu's language, these Bantu languages that are mentioned, Nguni, Sotho-Tswana, Tsonga, vendors in South Africa that are mentioned in South Africa, are classified as Niger-Congo languages by linguistic anthropologists and linguists. People who have studied linguistics, they classify this as Niger-Congo languages. So they are related to those languages from Great Lakes. It is true that Kiswahili has a link with these languages that are found in South Africa, as opposed to many languages that are found in West Africa and North Africans, where Arab stays. So, and again, if you look at the people from Great Lakes, Tanzania, Congo, DRC, Burundi, these people, they've got linguistic similarities and phenotype similar to many South Africans. If you look at their physical appearance, some of them, they look like South African black people, And this includes Khoisan. They also have, Khoisan people have got connection with Great Lakes, which many anthropologists will never say about this, but it's correct, they have. There's a tribe in Tanzania known as Haza people in Tanzania. These people, they've got languages which are cliques similar to Khoisan in South Africa. So remember, Haza in Tanzania, their language has a clique similar to the Khoisan people in South Africa. And the Bantu people in South Africa, their language has got some similarities with Kiswahili speakers in East Africa. So this is surprising because many anthropologists don't see any connection between Haza and Khoisan of Congo or with Congos. No anthropologist will tell you that there's a connection between the Niger-Congo languages and the South African Khoisan. But anthropologists will point out that the Bantu people from South Africa, their languages connected with Great Lakes languages, to validate the theory that South Africa was an empty land, only occupied by Khoisan, and therefore the blacks are foreigner in South Africa. But for me, as a person who have studied this subject, I ask myself, that brings me to these questions. Are Khoisan people indigenous South Africans? So if they are indigenous South Africans, why their language is a clique similar to Haza from Tanzania? To answer this question, in Chivenda, there's a concept called Ngwanewapo in Chivenda, Ngwanewapo, which means first arrival in the land or or in the place are considered to be the owners, the rightful owner of the place. Therefore, in the case of Bantu people and Khoisan in South Africa, they are both native South Africans because they arrived first in this country. So the further research has to be done about the Khoisan, whether Khoisan arrived in South Africa with Bantus, along with Bantus. If you investigate, you might find that some Khoisan, they migrate here with the Bantus. So the countries was a few, they must have, I believe that if we do research, we might find that there's a tribe that was here before Khoisan, not Homo something. Those Homo, Naledi, we don't agree with those kind of things. Those are racist, those actually are racist inventions that see black people as animals. So we don't support these things. So we support the idea that Khoisan people and East African people and Bantus, they are brothers and sisters because they have got similarities with Great Lakes. All their languages are related to those Great Lakes languages. Let me return back to Kiswahili discussion. So with this debate, I would like to show you the similarities between Kiswahili and some South African Bantu languages. As I said earlier on, that the Kiswahili is a Bantu language, therefore South Africans should learn it. And this is the reason why. Let me look at it from the theoretical linguistic point of view. Just to explain this, theoretical linguistic point attempts to explain the nature of a specific languages like Kiswahili based on its basic fundamental principle. This is done to better understand the principle that govern Kiswahili. Kiswahili, taxonomically, is classified, like I said, as a Bantu languages, though it was studied by Arabs to communicate with Africans. Similarly, it's happened in many parts of the world where Arabs introduced it. I guess they introduced it to communicate with a group of Africans, just like Fanakalo in South Africa, which was introduced by masters. But the difference between Fanakalo and Kiswahili is that Kiswahili spread to other corner of the world, whereas Fanakalo just disappeared when colonial or apartheid come to end, even though we do have some people who still use Fanakalo in South Africa. So I'll continue with subject where I'll be giving phonetic and phenomenology associated with this language of Kiswahili. So this is the coming part is part 5. Thank you for listening to this part 4. Thank you.